Hello, good morning, and welcome to this week's Facebook Live. I've had a little break where, oh gosh, my glasses are reflecting. I'm not sure where to go to avoid that, unless I look at you that way. But I've had a little break where I was off back in the motherland, back in Northern Ireland, where I originated from, and I had a lovely week. Lots of mountain walks, sea air, swimming in the sea. It's not normal. What would I say? Whilst I was swimming in the sea, it's not really the temperature for swimming in the sea, but you know, good way to wake up in the morning. What else did we do? We did some bouldering, we did some climbing, we did lots of things. Had a great time anyway. So I didn't even take any crafting stuff with me, so I was champing at the bit, if you like, to get back to making something over the weekend. So today I wanted to share with you a card using, again, this is going to be backwards until I point you down, but using welcoming window. Now this bundle is retiring, and I did mean to check, I will check, but I did mean to check before I went live if it was still available, so fingers crossed it is. So you can get the stamp set on its own, or you can bundle it together. If it is still available, it will be at a reduced price, so do check it out. So it's got some quite nice, there's no point showing it to you, quite nice sentiments. So sending sunshine for a beautiful birthday, thank you, welcome, and a really nice one, which is wishing our paths crossed a little more often. So I thought that was really nice. So the card I'm going to make for you today was one of my class cards this month. In fact, it was the one that we made this week. And I felt it was kind of inspired from the Greek islands because it's in blue and that kind of whitewashed effect. So this is my card. As I say, kind of inspired by, I think it's Mykonos or Santorini, where you have all the white buildings with the blue roofs and blue shutters and blue doors. So I was kind of thinking of that when I made it. What I've done is create a little seascape in the background. So I've taken a little piece of card and I've sponged some white card, and I've sponged I think it's Bermuda Bay, Coastal Cabana, and then a little balmy blue up here for the sky, and just a little kind of terracotta jug of flowers sitting beside the windowsill. So we're going to make that this morning. So I hope you like it, and I hope you stay tuned to watch how I made it. So I'm going to put you down first of all. What am I doing? Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so here's my desk. So we're starting off with Pacific Point. I haven't got that very well. A card base of Pacific Point, which I have done in tent folds. So just cut in half, scored in half, folded in half. And then I'm going to take this beautiful embossing folder. I'm just going to check the name of it because I have a feeling I'm going to call it the wrong name, so I'm just going to quickly check up what it is called. Yes, no, I have that. It's Painted Texture 3D, which gives a lovely effect of, as you can see when it comes out, this kind of painted texture. So it kind of looks like, to me, looks like that sort of whitewash effect. So I'm going to just run that quickly through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then we will just adhere that flat to the card base. So let me just do that quickly. And the good thing with this embossing folder is that it doesn't really matter if you don't put it in straight, which sometimes is a little, if you have, like, say, the brick wall one, or perhaps the, I can't remember the name of it, but the one that looks like planks, if you do put it in crooked, it does, you can tell it's being crooked because the pattern isn't straight. But with this one, because the pattern is like so, it doesn't really matter if it's straight or not, because there's no right or wrong way. And you can actually, no right or wrong way really, and that is obviously more indented and this side is more raised, but it's pretty either way, I think. So just going to grab my Tombow glue And when these are the 3D embossing folders, I'm quite generous with my glue because obviously there's quite not serious indentations, but they are quite deep, so you need maybe perhaps a little extra glue than you would have normally. So that is going to go on the front and just even border, oops, all around. So the main piece of this really is the sponging. Hi Carolyn, good morning. How are we in Germany today? It's a bit chilly in England. It's kind of gone back a wee bit temperature wise, but so yeah, I love Pacific Point too. It's a beautiful beautiful bright vibrant blue. So I'm going to make this little bit in here. So I'm going to take a small piece of white cardstock and a post-it note. I might actually also take just some little scrap paper. In fact, I'll use the bit I was using yesterday. Cool and rainy. Well, it's not raining, but it's supposed to be sunny, cloudy, and it's meant to be 16, but it looks like it might take a while to get there. So I'm covering up, if you can see from my original, I'm covering the top half of the card so that we get, move that up a little bit. We get a bit of a seascape going on. So just following the lines of my paper because you don't want your C to be crooked or it wouldn't really look right, would it? So like so, and then I'm going to get out my sponges. So I have one for Bermuda Bay and one that I haven't color coded for Coastal Cabana. Now for these colours, for the blending, you could also use your blending brushes. I just don't have one ready kind of mixed with this colour, so I'm just using my old sponges. But I am going to use the blending brush for the sky, just because I have one in the colour I want to use. Alright, I actually don't have a sponge in the colour I don't want to use, if that makes sense. No, that doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. So with any sponging, what you do first is you take off the extra colour because you just don't want that kind of a image on your project, because it's just, if you can, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. It is, you can just see the texture of the sponge and it's not really pretty. You just want a smoother finish. So in order to get that, you take off that extra piece first, and I've just got red nail varnish on my, so I'm just going to turn that round because I've just managed to put red nail varnish on the project, which is not what I wanted. Okay, so try to avoid that. And with this, what you want, I'll move that up closer, is you want the colour strongest at the actual post-it. Hi Veronica! You want the colour stronger at the post-it note and fading down towards the bottom. So nice and strong up here so that you get that horizon effect. So a little bit more, take off the extra here. And then don't press too hard until your colour is kind of fading out of the sponge. And then as the colour fades, you can kind of press a little harder and then you won't get that kind of hairy effect, if you like. You do a similar technique when you're using the blending brushes. You just don't want... Oh, thanks Veronica. Yes, if you'd like to share this video, anyone else who's watching, please feel free. If you think your friends would enjoy a little bit of crafting on a Monday morning, I would love you to share it for me. That would be really, really nice. So going to take a little bit now of the Coastal Cabana, taking it out, can't see where I put it. Oh no, I haven't taken it out. That's why I can't see where I put it, because I haven't taken it out. Oops. So I hope you all had a lovely Easter. Carolyn, I know you were all over the place at Easter. I hope anyone else managed to make the most of it. Certainly there was lovely weather in England. We didn't have quite the same weather in Northern Ireland, so I was very jealous looking at Facebook and seeing everyone out in their t-shirt and shorts It warmed up at the end of the week, but it still wasn't quite as warm as the south of England, but it's still nice. Okay, so that's probably enough. Just make sure I've got a nice deeper colour up the top and then fading down the bottom. It doesn't have to be perfect. The sea is not one solid colour, so let's see what this looks like. I can always add more. So there, yeah, I'm happy enough with that. That's my seascape. And then this is my blending brush, which I use for more my blues. So I probably have a variety of colours mixed into that. In fact, the last colour probably is balmy blue, which is the one I want to use. But to be honest, I only want a light blue, so I'm not really going to add any more to it. But if you were using a clean brush or a clean blending brush, you could add a little bit in, but I'm just doing it very gently up around the edges. In fact, I might need to, because I've used this obviously on my card glass, so I might need to add a little bit. Look, no, it's okay. If I do it on a clean page, you can see it a little bit better. So because there's not very much ink in this, I am pressing a little harder. So there's probably a mixture of balmy blue, maybe the odd is quite dark, so it must have had Night of Navy at some point. But we can just add that on just to give a little illusion of sky. And again, it's a hazy day, so the sky does not need to be a proper even colour. It wouldn't be very accurate. So that is my little seascape even. Now, what I've done is I have cut with the dies, which I don't have them all together for you, but here are some of the dies that you get in the set. The rest I have set up, I'll show you in a minute. But one of them, which is not here right now because I've just used it. Where did I put it? Okay, one of them, which I can't show you right now, but it creates an aperture, if you like, so like a window frame. So it's not totally even, as you can see, it's a little bit rustic, and that we are going to place over our seascape. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back. Again, I'm using Tombow, but you could use Stamp and Seal if you prefer. I'm trying not to get glue because I don't have my actually my window is a little bit skew, I'm noticing, but that's okay. So there is my frame. Now, also what I'm going to do, I have set them up already in my little stamp and emboss machine. I'm going to cut out a windowsill. I'm going to come out some hinges for my shutters. So I've got these all set up already, and I'm going to wind that through if I can, so you can see a big knuckle there. Maybe I'll move that up a little bit. So this little gimmick is my little friend, and I love it very much. And it cuts out, die cuts out, oh, I didn't quite get the windowsill, so I might have to go again. Just bear with me a second. I peeked too soon for that. There's the little hinges coming out. And then here are the shutters. So that's our shutter die. And it creates these lovely wood panel, well not wood panelled, but wooden shutters. So we've got those, and I've got one more little hinge that's still here. I'm just going to pass that through one more time for the windowsill that I lifted it up before it had come all the way through. So let me go back in with that. It's almost done. But with this machine, you can obviously go in and go in either direction. So there is my little windowsill coming out. So it's all kind of, it's lovely because it's embossed as well as cut. So that's really pretty. I love these dies. Love, 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 love them. So I'm going to feature a few of these cards over on my Instagram page this week, if you follow me over there. Right, so what I'm going to do then is to create this window. So what we're going to do, obviously our shutters, if they were closed, would be like this. So we're imagining that they're open, but obviously it is very clever. Obviously if it was open, it would be like that, but the pattern, the way the stamp cut and emboss machine works, the pattern is only on one side, so we will actually just swap them over and have them sticking out like that. So when I finish this, I'm going to put it all on my card with dimensionals. So what I will do eventually is pop a little dimensional on either side here, so that doesn't end up getting kind of flattened. If this were to go in the post, going through the machines, etc., even through the letterbox, would flatten this down, it wouldn't look so nice. And I will probably cut a little dimensional here at the bottom and put that on as well. So going to add my little windowsill down here. And then, just because I didn't cut my little frame very straight and I wanted my sea horizon to be straight, I need to just chop off this little bit there. Sort of a little bit, well actually there's another little bit because I put it on at a slight angle to cover up my own little error, but you won't see that because I'm going to put the jug of flowers down the bottom. Oh, and another little thing I need to put on is my 4, which I haven't actually got on my original, my 4 little hinges. This just adds to it. Put on a little bit of glue. I could put the glue directly onto the hinges, but I find that I get all fingers and thumbs, especially if I'm on a live. And I'll end up getting glue on my fingers. But if I were doing this alone, it's probably easier to put the glue actually on the hinges and then just lift them up with a set of tweezers. But these just make they're so teeny tiny, but they really add to it and make it look quite real, I think. Of course, it would help if I could lift them up. You want to make sure, if you can, that they're fairly symmetrical. Now I'm just going to, before I add my finishing touch with the flowers, I think I'll just add the whole thing to the card. So I'll get my dimensionals. Not many left on that one, I'll just go for this one. So as I said, I'm going to put a dimensional on the shutters themselves, just to stop them from caving in when it goes through any kind of, and yeah, as I said, I might just take a teeny tiny dimensional and cut it in half. Thank you, Samantha. Just to give the little legs of the windowsill a little bit of support. Try and make sure you can't see them poking out the other side, but it won't really matter so much because obviously it's on a white background. Now let's see. No, so you can't see those. So that's okay. Okay, so just taking off all the backing. I feel we should have Zorba the Greek on in the background. I spent 2 summers and a holiday in Halkidiki, which is in northern mainland Greece. We didn't have, wasn't the traditional blue and white architecture, but it was very pretty nonetheless, and the sea was just like this, so clear, so pretty. And what prompted me to add this was there was lots of bougainvillea there. Really, really pretty flower, if you know those. Just as lovely sprays that would be kind of cascading over pagodas and archways and door frames, and oh, really pretty. Anyway, that's what made me think of adding this little, in these colours anyway, at the bottom. So just checking out, oh yeah, here is my stamp set. So for this one, I'm using the jug. And then I've got this spray of flowers here. And then the flowers that fit inside it are these little ones here. So they just fit into the slots around it. So I'm going to take a scrap of white cardstock. As you can see, here's one I've done earlier. And I might just take a Stampin' Pierce matte, just because it's a photopolymer and it helps with getting an even pressure. You could use, what do you call them? Mice mat, if you don't have one. Oh, Veronica, it was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous there. The airport is Thessaloniki, and it is just so pretty. So, so pretty. It's about a 3.5-hour flight, maybe, I think. But it's lovely. Really pretty there. And the food, oh, I tried to create... I tried to make a spanakopita for Easter Sunday for myself and Karen, as we don't eat meat. But I failed miserably. It was not as nice as the real spanakopita that you would get there. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so I'm using Old Olive for my leaves. And then I'm going to use Melon Mambo. I still have the old, as you can see, the old ink pad style for some of my older colours. And then this is the new, which has got a little butterfly, don't know why, stuck to it. If only I could find my die, which is missing, which is stuck to something somewhere. So that is my little flowers. And then you sort of line them up. Try and line these 4 here, which are these 4 here. And then the others will just kind of fit into place. And it's a little bit hard with my phone kind of on the stand in the way, but hopefully it's about there. Let's see. Yeah, there it goes. Well, I did try. It was okay, but it just wasn't as nice as the real thing. But they never are. Because it's always... Never mind the actual recipe itself, but it's kind of a situation, location. Some things just taste better in situ, in the right place. So here's my little terracotta jug. This is cinnamon cider, which is retiring at the end of the month. That makes great pots and jugs, etc. Okay, so I'm going to take my dies, which match that perfectly. And I'm going to quickly run that through my little embossing machine. I'll just take that off the camera because I'm gonna knock it over, I fear. If I try and do it in the camera, I'll mess it up with the phone being in the way on the stand. So I'll just take this off to the side and run that through, just lining it up again. Hoping I don't knock it sideways. Oh, I'm missing something. Oh, I'm missing the plate. Hold on a second, I've taken the plate out because I was embossing last on this machine. You could always, of course, cut these out, but it's just, despite the fact that I'm losing things over here, it is easier to just slide them through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. But some people just don't like fussy cutting. To be honest, I actually really enjoy it. I like sitting with a pair of scissors and cutting things out. It reminds me of primary school. But it is just as easy to cut them if you like. Okay, so I've got my little jug. So here's my little jug. And I'm going to just pop that on the windowsill. Now with this, because this is all already raised up, I'm not going to put these on dimensionals, which you might, if you know me, you might find that surprising. But I just think there's enough things raised up already. And then finally, not sure I cut that out particularly well, but in fact I might actually do that again because I've moved the die. Kind of missed off the edge of the flowers, so I'll just quickly do that again. Where have I put Old Olive? Old Olive is here. So I'll just get the leaves, the blooms, and I shall run that through. I can find where I put the dye. I've lifted up the die somewhere, so I'll just show you. Here's a good example. I'll show you how you could cut it with scissors. I do like cutting it with the dies because you get a nice edge on it, but there's a little bit of a finish with the die. But oh, here comes the postman, so expect my dogs to make a racket any second. There you go. There you go. Shh, shh. Okay, and then I'm going to leave the room. I'll just finish cutting this and then I'll pop them out. For goodness sake. Okay, biscuit. Shh. Right, just bear with me a second while I get rid of them. Dear, dear. We'll never get burgled. Or if we do, the burglar will take his life in his hands with my dogs, that's for sure. So, just going to add my little blooms. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, and he's coming in. He must have posted for us. I can hear the gate. There. So that is my little nod to Santorini, Mykonos, whatever the islands. I think it's Santorini that has the beautiful blue and white. I think Mykonos has them too, but I think Santorini is maybe the one that's known for it. Maybe one day we'll get to go back to Greece. At the minute, travelling abroad just seems a bit of a hassle. But that's as close as I can get for now. So that one actually I hadn't got the hinges on. And this one, I do feel it looks a little bit more authentic with the lovely little hinges. But I hope you enjoyed that this morning. And if you need any help with supplies, etc., you know where I am. And this, as I said, this is one of my class cards this month. Next month we are using, actually I should just show it to you because it's just arrived when I was away. We are using Wisteria Wonder. So, no, Wisteria Wishes, sorry, not Wisteria Wonder. So next month we are using this, which is a brand new set in our brand new catalogue. I love the sentiments. Faith is about trusting. Happiness grows within. To a friend who's all kinds of wonderful, which reminds me of a film I watched, a teen flick I watched many moons ago called Some Kind of Wonderful, and myself and a friend had a quote out of that we always quoted to each other. Hang in there, even when you don't understand. And these are beautiful, a distinctive, I think it is. Not distinctive kind of set, sort of. But these are the dies that go with it, which are also very pretty. So in your pack, you will get the supplies to make 8 cards. You'll also get the Wisteria Wishes stamp set with a small sample of the Brushstrokes DSP and some gems. I can't remember the actual name of them. But these are all the dies, this beautiful kind of foliage set here. And all the dies that cut out the stamp images, but then there's a few little extra ones here too. But they're beautiful. You can add on the dies if you like, or you can just have the stamp set, because I will send you the cut pieces that you will need for the cards. Or some of them you can just cut round like we've done today, like I showed you how to cut round this. It's fairly good likeness for the die cut if you're good at cutting with a handy pair of paper snips. So anyway, my next class starts in May. In order to let me get these supplies, I have to wait till the catalogue launches on the 3rd of May to order that. So we will miss the first week, but we will make it up with the 8 cards, doing a 3, 3 and 2 schedule of card making. So my classes are on a Friday morning at 11:30. We meet online, just a bit like this. And if there is enough demand, I will repeat the class on a Sunday, either at 9:45 or at 4:15. I think that's my time. Yeah. So 9:45 on a Sunday or 4:15, depending on what people want. But my class is every Friday, normally at 11:30. It's only repeated if there's enough people who can't make the Fridays. But so that starts next May. It is £25 if you're local and can pick up from me at a variety of locations that I frequent during the week. Or if you are not local, it's £3 postage. So that's for 8 cards, including the stamp set and all the supplies you need to make the cards. So do let me know if you would like to join the class before May 1st. And I will add you to the list and send out everything you need. Okay, so that was today's card. This was, as I said, one of the cards that we created this month using the Welcoming Window set. Our last class of that is next week, and then this week rather, and then we swap over to Wisteria Wishes. But hope you enjoyed today's card, and I will see you all again very soon. Thanks, bye.